Hi, my name is Campbell. I'm a wallpaper designer in Tampa, Florida, and I'm here to give you tips today on how to hang a single roll of wallpaper. You're going to start by getting all your materials together. First of all, you need the wallpaper. You need a paste. I like this because it's also good for the kitchen and the bathroom. It's humidity resistant, so it's good for use all over the house, especially in places like Florida, Texas, and things like that. You need either a roller or a brush. I actually prefer a roller because when I'm not using it, I can simply hang it on the side of the bucket. You need a smoothing tool. You need a plumb line. You also need a ladder, 4 to 6 foot step ladder, and a bucket of water with a rag nearby. Okay, you want to, before the wallpaper goes up on the wall, you want to trim it to size. And you know, wallpapers done in the United States are going to have what's called a selvage edge, which is the gutter of the paper where it's just a white margin that gets trimmed off. I have trimmed it on both sides. After you get your wallpaper trimmed, you should go ahead and hang your plumb line. This is to ensure that your wallpaper is even from left to right across the wall. Once you've done your chalk line, you want to start pasting your wallpaper. You want to make sure that you're aware of which side is up. This is the top of the paper. This is one of mine actually. It's called the St. Peter pattern. It's a pattern of fish scales, and the scales should go down as opposed to up like an ice cream cone. Once you have it down, you're going to start pasting, and the way I do this is I paste from the center to one edge and then from the center to the other edge. I always start with the top edge. Once that's pasted, you need to let it soak in. So you're going to do a trick called booking, which basically you paste the wallpaper and then you fold it back over on itself. You don't want to crease it, but you lightly press it down so that the glue is protected by the paper. It'll keep it from drying out, and this is so the glue can soak into the paper needs to relax, and it'll start to give and it'll start to get loose. Once you've pasted the other end, you book that as well, and you let it sit. You don't overlap the ends. You want to bring them as close together as you can without overlapping. You let it sit for about 5 to 7 minutes just so it can relax, and then you actually take it over to the wall. You want to grab the end that goes at the top of the ceiling, hold it like this. This is my top edge, and when you take it to the wall, it'll unfold itself. You put it up and you start smoothing it. Once you've got it relatively smooth on the wall, you want to start taking your wet rag and you want to start wiping over it, and you want to keep going over it because the water will soak through the paper and help activate the glue, help keep it sticky, help it stay to the wall while it's setting up. You may see a few little air bubbles. You want to be very particular about how you smooth these out because, again, the paper is vulnerable because it's wet. You don't want to tear it. Once you've done that, you just sit back, you let the glue set up, and then you notice if your edges are starting to peel, you need to, add a little bit of glue. I just grab some on my finger like this, and I just go in and I pull back the seams, and I just go along the seams, make sure the glue's there, press it back to the wall, use the wet rag, use the smoothing tool, and just keep repeating this process until there's no lifting. That is your most vulnerable area of your wallpaper, are your edges. So if you've got enough glue there, you shouldn't have to worry about your wallpaper lifting over time. And that's it. You just let it dry and it's good to go. And as it dries, it's going to tighten like a drum. So even those little tiny air bubbles that you can't get out when the paper's on the wall when it's wet as you're smoothing it, don't worry about it because those are going to disappear as the wallpaper dries because it will tighten like a drum. I'm Campbell. Those are my tips for hanging a single roll of wallpaper.